Have you been wondering what are the major differences between living in California and Phoenix, Arizona? Well, in today's video, I'm going over some major things to consider when deciding whether or not to leave California for Arizona. If that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and keep on watching. Welcome back to Phoenix Living. I'm Nicole Baker. Today we are going over exactly that, but you guys know the drill. I have to let you know I'm a licensed realtor here in this beautiful state. So if you've been interested in relocating to the Phoenix, Arizona area and need more information, my number and email are popping up. If you're not quite ready to reach out yet, absolutely no problem. Go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna be posting videos just like this one every Monday and Thursday at 5 p.m. all about everything you need to know about relocating to Phoenix, everything you need to know about the suburbs around Phoenix, best areas to live, literally anything and everything Arizona in general. So go ahead and subscribe, but let's get started in today's video. We are going to be going over some major reasons, like I mentioned, that maybe Arizona isn't for you if you're trying to leave California, or if you're debating on whether or not you want to move to Phoenix, Arizona or California. You also might be watching this video. And so all of these things that I'm going to mention today are very, very important on the overall, I guess, life that you're going to potentially be living. So first things first, we want to mention climate. I think that that is a huge, huge factor to consider when debating whether or not Phoenix, Arizona or California life is for you. Obviously, you guys know if you've watched any of my videos in the past, I have all about the weather here in the Phoenix, Arizona area. You definitely are going to want to watch that because it is very hot here during the summertime. So that's something you want to consider, because if you hate the heat, you will not really make it here, if I'm being quite honest. And I'm only saying that because I don't want you to move if it doesn't make sense. Granted, I do hate the heat, but I'm gonna bring out some other huge differences between California and Arizona. I'm not even gonna save it to the end because you guys already know what it's gonna be. Cost of living is a very obvious, huge factor on why so many people are essentially fleeing California to move to Arizona or other parts of the country because of the cost of living. But like I said, we will go into more detail in the next section all about that. But the weather, I hate it. I'll be honest, but I'm also a native, so maybe I'm just crazy. I have so many people moving here from East Coast who love the Phoenix, Arizona weather, or people that are coming from like climates where it snows a lot and has like a little bit of a more erratic temperature. They love Arizona too. I say I'm jaded because I am from Phoenix. So we just have, we've dealt with it for so long, it's kind of like we're exhausted. But anyways, it gets hot here during the summer. You're going to be expecting anywhere between, I would say on average, 110 for 2 months to 3 months out of the summer. And then maybe the end 2 months are kind of closer to that, maybe 100 degrees. And the rest of the months are absolutely gorgeous, 60 degrees, sunny every single day. You'll have the reverse situation of seasonal depression where like maybe it's always cloudy and rainy and things like that. You're gonna get, well, I don't wanna manifest, knock on wood here, that this would happen to you. But I've been in a situation, not necessarily seasonal depression, but just like it gets annoying when it's sunny every single day. I need some water. Like, we need some water here. That's how sunny it is. I would say we probably have, out of 365 days, I say that we have like 350 days of sunshine, because that's honestly how it feels. Again, I'm probably being a little bit dramatic. That's just the Arizona native in me, but it's sunny here a lot. It's hot, but it's also beautiful, and the cost of living. Anyway, so California is obviously a different climate, guys. Depending on where you live too in California, California is huge. So I'm gonna really go over, I guess, more of those like coastal major cities like LA, like San Diego, the Bay Area. All of these areas are going to have, you know, cooler temperatures than necessarily some of your guys' cities that are gonna be closer to Arizona, closer to Nevada, things like that. I'm not like the super knowledgeable person about California and all the different cities. I can only speak on some of the places that I've been, of course. So when you're in, for example, San Diego, parts of my family live in San Diego, so I go there quite often throughout the year. Another great thing is if you are planning on moving from San Diego to Phoenix, you're not that far away, which I love. I can still get like all the benefits of living in Arizona, but still be able to just hop over to San Diego, 5-hour drive, not bad at all, and be able to spend a couple days there, a weekend there, a week there, even depending on what type of lifestyle you live, and then head back and still be able to live an affordable lifestyle. So anyways, when you're in San Diego, you're closer to the ocean, you're going to have just like a more mild temperature overall. You're not gonna have these super high 110 degree days. I would say you probably maybe don't even really hit over 100 very often, just depending on what, again, time of the year it is, what time of the day it even is. You know, the mornings are a lot cooler there. And also, you know, the humidity. You're gonna have to deal with a little bit more humidity in the San Diego area versus Phoenix. Phoenix is extremely dry, super, super dry. So again, different types of climates. If you don't enjoy, like I said, that really hot weather, or you don't think that you can sacrifice for what you're able to get in Arizona to handle that heat, you are not going to like the Phoenix, Arizona area at all. I would definitely pick California over Phoenix for the weather. Cost of living. It is extreme right now. Even in the Phoenix, Arizona area, people that are natives here or have lived here for a while are feeling that inflation. And just the cost of goods are so extreme. Even the housing prices, obviously, if you have been in, you know, not under a rock for the last 2 years, I guess, you would know that the housing prices has just absolutely exploded. People have probably, if they've even bought in the last 2 years, they could probably potentially have over $100,000 in equity in their property at this point. But the point is it's still more affordable than California. So California average price points, I'm sure depending on where you live, it could be a huge difference in pricing. But I mean, $700,000 bare minimum for a, you know, single family 3-bedroom home, 1,500 square feet. Again, I'm not from California, so you guys leave in the comments if you are coming from there, what is the average price point in your area for something like that, like a 3-bedroom, 1,500 square feet, brand new home. I would love to know. In Arizona, you could get a, like I said, 350, 1,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms in maybe like 40-ish minutes from downtown Phoenix, so very much still in the metro, for $350,000. Brand new cabinets, granite countertops, stainless steel appliances, nice flooring, all of these things. And granted, you know, 350 is a little bit less likely. It's definitely not the average, but the fact that it's even an option or a possibility versus California that you, I mean, could you even find a van or something for that price? I don't know. It's pretty extreme there. And cost of living, of course, goes past just housing pricing. It also includes taxes, property taxes, business tax, what else? Just cost of goods in general. Everything I think is more expensive. Maybe, I don't know about healthcare. I don't know anything about that because I have to pay for my own healthcare. But anyways, it's crazy out there. I mean, I think I saw 13% for income tax in California. Arizona, way less, like 4 something, I believe. And granted, don't quote me, check with your CPA if taxes are super important to you. But that's why so many people, especially business owners, are leaving California and bringing their businesses to Phoenix, which is only going to continue to explode Phoenix. And I'm super excited for all the potential that Arizona does have with so many huge companies like Intel, Amazon, I think there's been like 3 Costco's built in my neighborhood in the last 2 years, which is crazy. And some of my clients could probably attest to this, is like anywhere that I say a Starbucks is built is an area that's going to continue to explode, because the people behind Starbucks and where they put their locations and all of these things, they know what they're talking about when it comes to growth in communities, and they only put Starbucks where it makes sense to put them. So anyways, my client, hi Kevin if you're watching, he was like the same thing, but about Costco. That is also true because Costco's, you know, I don't know, $1 billion company probably at this point. They are only putting Costco's where they know they're gonna get business. So anyways, all of that to say is Arizona's gonna continue to grow. The cost of living in Arizona is what makes people wanna move here. I have tons of people moving here all the time saying they wanna buy a house, they wanna be able to start a family, they can't afford to have a home, and they don't wanna have a home, they don't wanna live in like a crappy apartment with a baby or something like that, or they want to get a dog and they can't get a yard. I mean, there's a million reasons why people want to move here, and I think that cost of living is a huge factor, and honestly quality of living is significantly better if you're looking for a good, I don't know, American dream is what I would say. You could definitely find that in Arizona, versus if you're cool with renting and spending a lot of time at the beach, you know, doing things that aren't available here in Arizona, like you're really into the outdoors, you're really into scenery and things like that. There's some of that here in Arizona, but you're definitely, if you're cool with renting and you're cool with paying a lot, California's a beautiful place. Again, I would personally never live there, but please comment down below. Let me know, are you guys leaving California? Are you interested in moving California? Is that what brought you to this video? You're debating between Phoenix and California? I would love to know, but consider the cost of living before moving to either. Last huge point you need to consider when thinking about California versus Arizona: traffic and transportation. I already know Arizona is going to be the winner in this scenario because we all know traffic in California is so bad. It's like an ongoing joke at this point. You can't drive 1 mile without spending 30 minutes on the road. It's insane. Granted, I will tell you, Phoenix, Arizona is another major city, one of, I think, the largest cities in the United States. I could also just be completely making that up, but I feel like I heard that once before. There's going to be a lot of people here, and there's going to be a lot of traffic, especially during the winter seasons, because so many people come down to Arizona if they are snowbirds, if they're retired, and vacation times and all of those things. So certain times of the year, it definitely gets more populated in here. It's just dependent, but I mean, we have like 8 million people living in Arizona, or maybe that's the Phoenix metro, but I'm pretty sure that's Arizona in general. So you can imagine how busy it's going to be some of the times. Also, if you've watched some of my other videos, I've mentioned before I-10. I-10 spans from literally one side of the United States in California all the way down, like I said, across the entire United States. So you're going to see lots of semi-trucks, lots of people traveling. So that, again, just continues to congest these freeways and roads. There are ways to avoid it, just like maybe there's some ways to avoid it in California. I'm not sure how exactly the roadmap works there, but here in Arizona, we are on a true grid system. Like, I've heard other people say they're on a grid system in their states, and I've been to those states, they're not on a grid system. Arizona is literally line for line, grid. Like, I know for a fact, if I took McDowell, which is one of our roads that goes west to east, if I wanted to go East Valley, I could take McDowell literally all the way down an hour and be in the East Valley, and I would never have to turn probably, or even make like a little curve. That's how much of a grid it is. So there are ways to avoid traffic if you avoid those freeways, or there's some freeways that are busier than others. A lot of other states don't necessarily have that perfect grid system, so you can't take one road forever. You have to kind of like zigzag, and then it ends up taking more time. Granted, maybe there's still ways to avoid the traffic. I don't know. Like I said, comment it down below. I would love to know so I can be educated. But both of them have traffic. I just think Phoenix is going to be obviously a little bit less traffic. And I'm sure you guys get tons and tons of tourists there. Granted, we get tourists here too. But obviously, California is way cooler of a vacation spot than Phoenix maybe. And that's, again, the Phoenix native in me just probably saying things that not everyone relates to. But the other thing is public transportation. So Phoenix, Arizona definitely is getting better, but I wouldn't say we have like anything extensive compared to, say, you know, New York City or parts of California. These two areas are going to obviously have way better public transportation. Phoenix, Arizona, like I said, it's getting better, and I'm not super knowledgeable on the transportation because in my opinion you have to have a car if you're going to live here, and maybe that's again just because I live in the suburbs. I enjoy the suburbs. I would never live downtown, but there's a lot of people that do. Do they have cars? I would say 80% of them do. Certain parts of Arizona are going to have better public transportation than others. So when you're downtown Phoenix, maybe Tempe is another really good area for some public transportation just because they have ASU right there, so Arizona State University, lots of college kids around in that area. They don't always have cars, so public transportation is super important to them. And then, like I said, downtown areas typically have some decent public transportation as well. But if public transportation is really important to you, I would highly, highly suggest you look up, you know, the, I don't even know what it's called, but public transportation in Arizona, and you could find some sort of map that's going to route out where all the buses are, light rails, all of those things, if it is really important to you. Granted, people nowadays, I don't know if they're necessarily taking that kind of stuff all the time, or if they can't have access to that and they don't want to get a car, they typically have a bike, electric bike, or taking some sort of Uber. Everybody knows what Uber is nowadays, and it's a commonly used thing for a lot of people, so something to consider. California definitely probably has better public transportation, but worse traffic. So it's a toss-up between those two categories. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. There's a million different reasons why California and Arizona are so different, and I could probably go over maybe 3 or 4 other categories on what makes them different, but we'll keep it short, sweet, and to the point today with those 3 major categories. If you guys have questions, please let me know. My number and email are popping up. I would love to assist you guys. It is not easy to move out of state, and especially if you don't know anything about the area. Like I said, I am a native, so I would know. Go ahead and reach out to me. If you guys want to subscribe, I'm going to be posting videos, like I said, just like about everything and anything Arizona. If you have ideas for videos, leave those in the comments down below as well, because I would love to make those videos for you. But I'm going to be posting those every Monday and Thursday at 5 p.m., so you'll have plenty of content there. And if you enjoyed it, like it, because it really helps out my video and push it to more people just like you guys, and it also gives me motivation to continue to make the content. But until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Bye!